Who's gonna win? A highly trained SWAT member or some crazy guy with a brick? My bet is on the SWAT member. I mean, why is this guy even in the competition? But let's see. Was not expecting that. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. In this crazy thing, I will be trying to beat Last of Us with my fists only. Will I win, or will I get dominated? Let's find out. First rule is, well, melee only. What does this mean? Well, I'll tell you what it means. This means I can use my fists, strangle people, any melee weapons I find, shivs, bricks, and bottles, and always a little knife. Second rule, no Molotovs, no bombs, etc. See that Molotov? Throw that shit away. See that nail bomb? Throw that shit away. We will have absolutely none of this allowed. Okay? And third rule, and most obvious rule, no guns. This means you put away your pistols, put away your shotguns. Also, always bow. You can't use that. If it ain't Jules' amazing boxing skills, then it's not allowed. Let's hop into this. I chose hard difficulty because I wanted a challenge, but I also didn't want it to be too easy. So we start off, we wake up, and our uncle tells us, and then we see our dad has 8 missed calls. My God, this guy is not reliable. And this is my dad we're talking about. So then he comes and he tells us to stay inside. He's acting really sketchy. Dad, did you get involved with the cartel again? You can tell us. Oh God, Jimmy, yep. Then, yep, and he comes at him. Oh, Dad shoots him. This is the 4th time this happened this week. Then Uncle tells us we go by a family, we get in a wreck, and then, well, we all know what happens. Then a couple years later, my man has not shaved. Like, I get it, your daughter died, but still, you could shave. And overall, it's a nice neighborhood. Lovely people. Overall, a completely normal neighborhood. There's some curfew, but, like, what are they gonna do if we don't come and kill us? Anyway. So, we try to exit, but then an explosion happens. So, somehow we get hurt, and then we run. And my man's is so fast, like no one told me that this guy is the Flash. Then we heal. Trust me, there will be many more of these used. We meet the chillest guy in the world, and then we get our first gun. Now I had a decision. Will I use it, or will I not? Better bet that I'm starting to use it. Psych, I should have shot all the shots out of that gun. We then make it through, and we find our first victim. And he wants us to put a shot in his head, but sorry mate, can't do that. Then we meet our first group of enemies. And so, I run in full first. I beat up this guy, and then beat up this girl and tell her to get back to the dishes. Then I put this guy to sleep. Then this girl gets on top of me, and trust me, this will not happen again. Every single runner that gets in my way from now after this, I absolutely obliterate. Then I beat up this guy. I didn't know how to feel about it. I felt like my soul was leaving my body. I just beat up 3 guys. Then we come to a chill town. Nice people. They had dogs. We saw a street fight. It's pretty cool. Let's see who wins, and oh, he gets him. Redhead wins. Then this guy starts flirting with me. Didn't know how to feel about it, but overall, just a weird thing. Then she tells him to back off, and he gets away. Then we meet our first group of real enemies. I wonder how this ends. Let's find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. No. So, short story short, they weren't too difficult. We just, and I will beat a lot more real enemies, but this is just my first group. We then meet up some more. I beat them up. Trust me, they do not stand a chance. No one does against this madman. I think he had some daddy issues. There's no way he's this insane, this crazy, just normally like that. So yeah, they didn't stand a chance. Then, I meet up this duo, and these two must have been brothers, because their teamwork was phenomenal. This guy comes at me, beats me up, and then this guy gets me in a chokehold, and then this guy beats me up. Like, their teamwork was phenomenal. But you know what they say, without the brother, there is no teamwork. So then once I killed him, it was easy peasy. I killed him, snuck inside, then I beat up the other guy, and then I killed a third guy for fun. You could say I'm turning insane, but I don't like to think so. Then I had to sneak on this guy, and I didn't like it, but hey, I had to. So then I gave this guy a nice special death. Ooh, look at that. Ah, boner. Anyway, and then there was an army. So, how did I take care of them? Well, it took a couple tries. Was it hard? Sure, a little bit. Took a couple tries. I did die a couple times. And this guy, it's funny, because he's the last one. I run up to him, and this guy gets me one hit, and then boom, dead. So, yeah. And then, on my third attempt, I managed to get this guy, and I grab him, and then I didn't know square was the button, so I just sit there, and then I shoot him. Don't worry, I reloaded. Then finally, I learned that once you do a part enough times, you learn the patterns of the enemies. So eventually I was able to get past it and kill everyone. So, trust me, there'd be a lot of deaths. Then we meet up with this guy. And while he gives us a little bit of a run, we all know how it ends. This duo was going to be the most annoying duo in the game. Let me tell you, I'm so glad that they're not with us the entire game. So, then Joel proceeds to run away, and he leaves him behind, and he's just ready to get out of there. He goes so fast, in fact, that look at this. My man does a super jump. That's how much he wants to get out of here. Like, this man's power level has got to be in the thousands. So then we meet this guy, our first group of SWAT enemies, which they don't stand a chance. This guy gets 2 hits on me. Let his soul be remembered as the person who did the most damage to Joel. Then I just defeated the rest, but then she gets grabbed and she can't get out, so then I have this guy shooting at me, and I have to go save her stupid ass. But luckily I am able to escape, somehow, in this godforsaken world. And I just run up to this guy and hit him with the bat, and then I'm able to kill him. Don't worry, they didn't really have any more annoying encounters after this. Then we get the door open, and we meet our first licker, which she kills. And by the way, AIs will use guns, but I do not count it since there is absolutely no way to stop them. So, yeah. Then we meet our first licker, which we are forced to sneak by. I know. And then we meet our first group of hunters. And then there's a clicker. Now, for some reason, I didn't notice I had a shimmer inventory, so I was determined. So, there's a group of runners and a clicker. Which, let me just tell you, this never works well. Clickers and runners just do not mix, because try to sneak past the clickers, the runners will get to you. Try to kill the runners, the clickers will get to you. See, there's absolutely nothing I can do, except, as you can see, run around and pray to God that I'm able to do it. So, after attempts, I don't know what to say here, but I try to beat him up. Run as fast as you can. So the strat was just running and then hitting when I got the chance. Then this guy gets me. So then finally I come up with a strat to shiv the clicker, and after shivving the clicker, all I had to do was beat up the runners. And let me just tell you, it was not that hard. Like I said, runners are the easiest enemies to defeat. They absolutely do not stand a chance against Joel's insane fisting skills. Like, look at this. Look at that. Like, God, he's insane. He's a madman. So then, after that, we get into our first room of clickers and runners. I had no idea what to do. I was scared. and was ready to cower in a corner, but then I stopped myself. I thought, I can do this. I'm good. So then we run. We try to sneak. That doesn't work because a runner spots us. So then we are forced to run. And let me tell you, I'm surprised about this run because look at this. There's tons of runners going in, clickers, and somehow Ellie just makes it out fine. No idea. But then this clicker stumbles over. I make it over. Then I'm able to get this clicker. But then this one gets me. So, yeah. Eventually we were able to strangle this runner. And then strangle this runner. Which means now I'm able to progress. For some reason the ladder wasn't working. Instead of trying to kill that guy, I threw it back. Whoa, hey yo. And then they went back. So then I spammed my triangle button, praying to God that I was able to get it there. And eventually they got up and we're past that. And look at them, just going ahead of me. Didn't even say ladies first. So then we get to this part. And there were some clickers, so I was forced to run a bit. Look at this, trying to run away. And this clicker, you can't, because then they see you. But luckily, Joel, while having insane power, also is insanely fast. But then we get to the runner's room, and I'll just let you watch this for yourself. So yeah, that was a little fun. And then we get our first big group of humans. Wait, what do you mean by that? No, what I mean is some of those had melee, some of them had weapons. All these guys had guns. So, again, here's another montage of me killing them. Oh, and by the way, we get the pipe here, and let me tell you, this thing is really important. So then, oh, by the way, this is a foxtrot music, so you must bow down. Me and Bill are an absolute goddamn duo. He would get grabbed, and then I would absolutely destroy whatever grabbed him. I mean, they didn't stand a chance, and he would use his machete. We were fucking gods together. Wait, Bill, don't get the wrong idea. But anyway, then we have this cemetery full of clickers. And let me tell you, I tried to sneak. It did not go well. So, I try to sneak, right? And then, while I'm sneaking, everything goes well. And then this clicker freaking sees me and starts running, and then I run into Bill, and he gets me killed. What the frick, Bill? So here, I'm gonna show you something. I get 2 hits in on this clicker, then Bill comes over and shoots it and kills it. Now, what you're thinking, Riker, he used a gun, he's too OP. There's no way to actually stop him. Maybe if I go on a harder difficulty, he won't use guns as much, but there's no way to stop them from doing it. So then we get to the bus stop full of kids. This isn't the only time I beat up a bunch of children. Anyway, then me and Bill just absolutely destroy them. I mean, come on. Anyway, let me tell you something. There was a part where I had to use a gun, and I know you can't beat this game with only guns, so I don't count those parts. The part is, can I beat every part in the game without having to use guns? That doesn't include the parts where you absolutely have to. So far, we made it pretty far, and you're about halfway into the video. If you don't like it so far, then at least leave a like and sub, and if you do, then keep on watching. It just gets better and better. Oh, here's another song that was in alpha. I used it again. It's just too beautiful, man. I can't stop myself. So then we get the most chaotic part in the freaking game. Look at this. There's runners and clickers, and look at this shit. What is even going on? Can you even understand what's going on? I'm kicking the clicker. Ellie gets grabbed. I run up, save her. I do not know how in this little bit right there I did not die. But then we run through, and there's another clicker. So I grab a bottle, throw it at him, try to run through. This guy gets me, throw a couple hits at him, run away, manage to juke the clicker at him. Then we get to this. I juke will run over the table, punch this guy a little, run through, and right as I'm about to reach the door, we can't. You've got to be f***ing kidding me. So I turn around and just put the fun god, which didn't go well because this guy actually gave me a smacking. So I smack him back, but then there's clickers and it just did not go well. Eventually me and Bill are able to get the door open. We get through and we shove it back, and then we get to our first bloater. So what did I do here? Guess. I didn't try anything different. He tried everything. You have to use a gun here. So I immediately, at the parts where I have to use weapons, I know them, so I just immediately pull out weapons and begin firing. So here we are, killing the bloater with a weapon. I don't like it, but you can't beat this game without weapons. You cannot. So since I was used to the parts where you had to, so eventually we do kill the bloater, and look at him just man-fold onto the ground. Then we have the truck part, and a lot happened here, and it was, I think I died a couple times, but at the end of the day, I just can't put the footage in. This is already a long video. So, yeah. She gets taken, and Joel goes nuts here. I mean, if Billy was here, we would absolutely wreck these guys. But no, we would not. So then we get through here, and I kill some enemies. Then we meet the Black Brothers, which I will call Bill and Bob. And come on, you call them that racist? What else do you want me to call them? The torn shirt and hoodie kid? Come on. So then, we get to a part where my dad may or may not have done it. Now let me tell you, I did not need him for this part. I could have very well gotten past it. I just, because I'm such a nice person, handed him the controller, and he happened to do that. Do it, okay? But still, think about how far it got. You're really gonna count this? Come on, man. That's a little, you're being a mini panini if you do that. So then, we get to this part, and let me tell you, this part was not fun. There was people on top of people, stalkers on top of runners, and it was just overall not fun. So, eventually, once the door was open, I told him to open it. Get out of the way, you idiot. God, I wonder if you kill yourself. Then we get this part, which took, not proud to say, 30 to 40 minutes. I mean, this guy with the sniper is so cracked, and there's other people, and they all got guns and stuff. So I'll just show you the attempt I managed to succeed on.
I'm heading this way. You got shit!
I see you!
I'm gonna find you, asshole. Fuck is he?
Get him, boys! Holy shit!
So then we get it. Of course he's alright. It's not like he's infected and his brother's gonna kill himself. Right. Okay. And then, you know, they meet. A wholesome moment.
You survived because of me. It wasn't worth it.
I bring you the cure from mankind, and you want to play the pissy little brother.
We ain't back in Boston. You lay your hands on me again, it won't end well for you.
Like I said, wholesome. Anyway, then the enemies are starting to level up. And I probably would not have been able to... Jeez, Lord Music, bow. But anyway, I probably wouldn't have been able to get past this if it wasn't for these two mad lads. Then, we get to another gun use. User get killed in our stomach. Use our gun, but then we don't have to use it at all again. Then we have to use the bow, but we don't talk about that. Okay, so after this, we meet up with this guy who's totally not evil. Now, since Ellie has not inherited Jill's insane boxing skills, and she gets this little jab with a knife, we have to use this guy, and I just called him Bill. We have to use him for cover. So the whole plan was to wait for him to either beat them up or wait for him to get grabbed, and then we knife whoever gets grabbed. This tactic actually was really good. And then we are forced to use some weapons, a Molotov, a brick, and a nail bomb on a bloater. But this, and I swear to God, is the last time. Wait, actually, I don't care. I already know you can't. Anyway, I just put this in because I found this part really funny about how she's just running through on the horse. And I get the objective is to lure them away, but I just find it really funny they're firing her and she's just running on this horse and it takes them forever to think, hey, let's shoot her off the horse. So she's just running and bulldozing through these enemies, and then it's just a really funny bit, and how there's just, like, again, there's like tons of enemies, and she's just running, and eventually they shoot the horse, and then I died. So this part I struggled with, and this is the second part, and the only other part, I swear this is the second. This is the last part I had to use my dad. And I didn't use him. Because I'm such a nice person, I gave him the controller and said good luck, and then he happened to do it. So this is his attempt. So after this, we do this little mini fight, and then once we're done with that, I've lost a bunch of footage, which means you don't see giraffes and stuff. So yeah, we're going straight from this to the hospital part, which before this I'm at a checkpoint. I had to go through parts, and eventually I just ran through it and was able to get to a checkpoint. Sorry, so then we make it to the surgeon room, and I ran through a bunch of people before this.
What are you doing?
This guy tries to get in my way. Like, come on, bud. I've taken out hundreds of enemies. Hundreds. You are nothing to me.
No! Fucking animal!
Carrie, shut the hell up.
Yeah, Carrie, shut your fucking mouth.
Come on, baby girl.
So then we take
I got you.
her, and we, sad music plays.
Oh, shit.
I'll just show you the run. If you want to see the ending of this game, I don't know.
Shit. I'm getting you out of here, girl. I got you. I got you. Come on.
Now there, when you die, it's actually a sad scene. They didn't just kill you. She gets taken, and then he gets dragged back, and he says, "No, don't touch her," and then he gets shot in the head.
I said get back! Stop!
So then, she tries to negotiate with him. Joel does not let that shit slide. Yeah, finishes her ass off.
Swear to me. Swear to me that everything that you said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
Okay?
So, was this challenge easy? No. I wouldn't say that it was the hardest thing in the world. I died a lot, and there were 2 parts that I had to have my dad do. Again, gave him the controller and he happened to do it. But overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10 on the difficulty scale. On the fun scale, I'll give it a 9 out of 10 because I enjoyed playing this game again. And overall, 6.5 plus 9, 15.5 out of 20. So, I had a lot of fun playing this game again and actually beating it. And I actually did it. I mean, he didn't use lesson mode and he didn't use his dad to help him. But I actually pretty much did something that Dante Ravioli did, so I'm proud of myself. If you say I suck, then you.